and then the show starts. I mean, like, I thought don't you watch Saturday Night Live?
They don't do a cold open. They do an opening skit. This is different.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, like, it comes onto the air, and then the saxophone starts playing live from New York. It's Saturday night, and then the saxophone starts playing in the crazy little New York. That's a cold open, I think. Maybe I don't know what a cold open is.
I don't know that you do. Just
Uh, okay,
say
I know I'm supposed to push this button to get the show started. Let me push it real quick.
Live from the Preston Highway Studios, it's 24-hour Purple People.
Well, hello and welcome back to 24-hour Purple People. My name is John Harper, and we are absolutely thrilled to have you along for the ride today as we are all set to talk all things Louisville City FC to start off the new 2026 campaign. Ken, how are you doing, sir? Are you excited about the 2026 campaign?
I am so excited. I'm so excited that this means it's March. This means this winter. I've lived in Kentucky for about 15 years or so. This has been the worst winter of all of them. Is about to end. We got Derby coming up in a couple of months. We got two opening soccer seasons. I don't have an open weekend until December.
Yeah, it's gonna be a minute, right? It's gonna be like all the way through. We know we always mark our calendars around around this time of the year, and 2026 will be no different. Today, we're going to talk about the 2026 rosters. We're going to focus specifically on Louisville City FC. We will be covering racing in a later program, but 2026 rosters, 2026 schedule, and we promise to do it in 2026 words or less. So I better shut up and get
What
busy.
we're gonna be a little faster tonight, John. Why are we gonna be a little faster tonight? What's going on with your life? You haven't
Oh,
told anybody what's going on with you.
well, I mean, it's none of their business really, but what's going on with me is so I'm moving. This might be the last episode from this studio. I'm actually moving away. I'm moving out of Louisville. So there's going to be some things going on. I'm still going to continue to follow the clubs, and we might have to do some. This will be a little bit shorter than our normal episode. I know it's a heck of a way to start off the season, but once I get resettled and all that, we'll kind of get back to a normal type of program. We are going to continue to do the program in the meantime. It's just going to be it might be a little bit more sporadic. We might not be able to do it every week for the time being. But yeah, leaving Louisville. Can you believe it? I'm still going to be
In
here
Kentucky.
sometime. I'm going to
You're
still be in
still gonna be
Kentucky,
in Kentucky.
and I'm
So
still
it's
going
not
to
like
be.
you're moving to Czechoslovakia. It doesn't exist anymore.
Yes,
Czech
no,
Republic, Czechia, or
no,
Slovakia.
no. I'm going to be about as far as you could possibly be away, but I'm still going to be in the state of Kentucky. So it's
Advantage that.
it's an exciting time for me personally with my career, but also there's a little sadness there, and it's going to be a big change, but I'll make it work one way or another, and we're going to make this work one way or another. And tonight
You're still going to games. So
we're
let's talk about the roster. Let's do
let's
it.
let's talk about this roster. I think it was a very good offseason overall. I think that we filled a lot of holes. There was no splashy rebuild. There was no dramatic overhaul, but that's not to say that we didn't have some significant signings. I think if you look at this roster, well, first off, getting Lambert in a permanent spot was huge for us. I think that was a big key to kick things off. What else did you see in this offseason that you were happy with?
Yeah. So, you say we filled a lot of holes. I think we only had one area of the offense that Danny Cruz intended to go focus on this year, and that was the offense. I think that part was kind of rebuilt because we had a premier player last year that really didn't end up being a premier player. Maybe he'll work better at a different club, but for us that really didn't work. And I think we've brought in two players that I really can't wait to see, which is Tola Schwanmi and Donovan. What's his first name? Don't even
Chris.
know him yet. Chris.
Chris.
Chris Donovan. We know Tola because he was here a couple of years ago, and then he went off to Crawley Town.
Crawley Town.
Yes, Crawley Town. And he came back, and it looks like he is a much better, bigger, faster, true number 9. Haven't seen the likes of that since Luke Spencer, and before that, I don't think we've ever had that. So I'm pretty excited. We've always talked about that, and then Chris Donovan never seen him play a minute. So I am looking forward to seeing what happens. But the other positions, I think we strengthened. One could argue that we don't have enough depth in our back line, specifically our center backs.
Yeah, I think there's some argument to be had there. I mean, we saw a split squad at that preseason match with Knoxville 1. Some questions around Brandon Days. We obviously know so much potential and so much upside, but you definitely feel it when Josh Jones is not on the pitch. I know that he has a broken finger right now or something like that.
Yeah, it was a preseason game, so I think it was good experience for Days. I think he started the game very tentatively, but he had some, I would say, outrageous veteran support from Kyle Adams right to his left-hand side, and then the absolutely stable veteran that's been here since 2016, Sean Toach.
Sean Tosh. Yeah.
So he was surrounded by 2 dudes that were basically twice his age.
I can tell you, Sean Tosh didn't look like he skipped a beat. I mean, he was playing really well in that preseason match. Hey, we talk about the preseason. It's just kind of like spring training baseball, right? It doesn't really matter. Of course, there's not that many matches, but there was some good experience to be had by Louisville City in this lead up to this Friday night. And I think that, we saw that on the pitch on Friday. But, it'll be interesting to see. In the past, in the off season, we always talked about there's no need for a rebuild. There's no need to wipe the slate clean, and there still really wasn't. But let's face it, we had some players, some retirees. We weren't accustomed to seeing some of our all-time favorites right off in the sunset, and we understand why they did, because it's a well-deserved retirement and all that. But those key pieces of some legendary players in Louisville City lore are not going to be with us, but they have been replaced with a lot of new faces, a lot of youth. It seems like we have scouted well, found some pieces to the puzzle that fit the molding that Louisville City is looking for.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a different team this year, more so than a lot of years in the past, just because this is I think we're formulating new attack plans as we speak. I think a couple of players that have been around for a little while, Carlos and Ray, I think it's time for them to step into the big time roles. So I'm interested. They've been around for a while, so they're getting right into the midpoint of their career. It's time for them to really step up. Zach Duncan, coming back from season-ending injury early in the season last year, adds us more incredible depth to an already very deep area of the field. And then I think we got great depth in our wing-back positions. But the forward line is being rebuilt. Ray Serrano is a part of that. Let's see if he's going to have a permanent part.
Yeah, I said in our holiday episode, I believe it was, that Ray Serrano, I predicted, was going to finally break out. I don't want to say finally break out, but he has these spurts of just hot streaks.
Enough.
Yes,
Yeah,
they're not long enough. Yep. And so I feel like that's coming this year. I feel like we have a lot of – you can just kind of tell that a lot of these players, just from things I see online, they really feel like they belong and they kind of fit right in. And I think that's one great thing about Louisville City, the culture that this club is all about. When new players come in, they feel at home. They want to play here, obviously.
Danny Cruz has been around the game in America for a long time.
Yep.
So he knows a lot of people. I think the farther and farther he gets away from his playing career, the less and less he's going to know a lot of these players to a personal level. So but I know that he recruited a lot of people who he knew, or people he knew who knew them, to get the right type of character and mentality in that type of player, and he's done very well in that. I just hope that he can continue to bring in talent that's going to do well here. The academy, I think, is really coming along well. Uh, Days being the latest, but then we had a couple of academy kids and a whole bench full of academy kids at preseason games. So I think those are also excellent opportunities for us to see something this year. That we saw brilliance last year, but let's see lots more scoring.
Yeah, and
Want to
speaking
talk
of,
about the schedule? We should
yeah,
talk about the
well, I
schedule.
was gonna say, just kind of piggyback on what you're saying. Let's not forget, Coach Cruz has obviously some Philadelphia Union ties, and I think the biggest splash in the offseason was Chris Donovan. And when you're
Yeah.
talking about that scoring, I mean and you were talking about knowing people that know people. I mean, obviously he's got some connections there, and we'll see what Donovan brings. I'm super excited to see him play for Louisville City.
Yep. Yep. He wouldn't be here if he wasn't going to fit. So
Yeah.
I think it's great.
Yeah.
Although we arguably made a mistake last year with Goodrum. Goodrum came in last year, or the year before last year. I think that just
Year before,
didn't work
but
out.
later. Year before, but later in the year. Yeah.
Yeah, it just didn't work out. So
No, it didn't. But we'll be seeing him soon, nevertheless. So
we will
yeah.
very soon.
The schedule was out, and it's been out for a while. I know everybody's kind of reviewed it. A 34 match slate in league play. These matches range from some early games that have early start times in the season, but the home opener is March 14th against Miami FC. We're not going to talk about the home opener yet. We are going to talk about Lexington a little bit later in the program. But this schedule feels like, it feels like a lot of these matches, not necessarily because of the theme nights, but the club is going all out to really align these with some promotional type things, Thunder and stuff like that. Is there any particular matches you're looking forward to? Anything? What do you see with this schedule? Are you excited about any of these potential opponents?
Yeah, you mentioned that Little City has Thunder this year. It's been racing before, so that should be packed. It should be a whole lot of fun because playing during Thunder is super fun. We got July 4th too. Little City does against Hartford. Have we played a July 4th game before? Cannot remember.
Yeah, I don't think so.
But that should be fun too. The season in analysis, looking at it holistically, I think we have a good opportunity to get some points early. I definitely like to see that. And then we got a pretty congested schedule in the middle of the season that's kind of bookended by a couple of trips out to the West Coast, and there's one in the middle too. So get points early in the year, do well in that congested, and then the end of the season looks pretty good. We played Detroit a whole bunch of times,
Whole bunch.
and they are basically our arch enemies right now. So that's exciting. At least four, right? If not more, depending on how cup tournaments and all that crap goes. So, it'll be fun. Might even have points races. There are a lot of good teams out there, so don't underestimate the quality of the opponents. And we're gonna be meeting one on Friday.
Yeah,
Right.
the league has only gotten better. I think some games notable games I'm looking forward to is playing at Detroit, because this is the last season for Keyworth. Ken, I want to get up there. I've never been to Keyworth. I know it's a
An
fine
experience.
establishment. Yeah.
It's an experience. Yep.
Yeah, so I would love to get to Keyworth. I'm looking forward to that Thunder match. That's going to be a lot of fun. And we will be hosting the Commonwealth Cup on July the 11th. Lexington comes to town for that. The 4th of July game sounds good. Some really cool theme nights this year. I think the Keep Louisville Weird Night is back for this season as well. Now, there
Perfect
is an
for us.
issue. It is an issue with that March 14th match. I know I've heard you off record talk about it. I hate to put you on the spot, but what is the problem with this March 14th home opener?
Yeah, man, it's the second year in a row they put it on top of the St. Pat's Parade in the Highlands.
Yeah.
It just it congests up my schedule, and it's a 4 o'clock
Literally.
kick, and the parade don't even start until 3. Granted, we have gone through 1,000 Jello shots at the Outlook by 10 a.m., but the parade doesn't start until 3.
Make it make sense.
So this is tough. I'm not sure how I'm going to do it yet. Probably pre-po the van, which is not running right now. I have to fix it. It's just my annual thing. I have to fix it every year. But I'll get her up and running. Rockstar will be out and about. But yeah, the opening match is the same day as St. Pat's Parade. It's not the first time they've done this.
It's not the first time, yeah.
Consider this a vehement complaining.
Yeah. Know your community, though. I mean, come on now.
Come on.
Yeah. Well,
I can't imagine putting together this schedule because you got like racing, you got city, and now we have a handball team too.
Mhm.
So it's got to be a lot, and then you got to work around all the critical dates in the city like Derby and shit like that.
Yeah. I mean, every team has to put up with a lot of those critical dates, but what not every team has to put up with is they also have an NWSL team to share the stadium with, and now, like you said, a handball team. I
Handball.
like that. A UFL side. So anyway, well, we know our community well, and we would love the community to leave us a big like on this video. Get us seen in 2026. We had a great 2025 on 24-hour Purple People. We want to continue that momentum into this new campaign. We're super excited about getting back on the show, and here we are. So we now I should take a second. Let's just go through a few. I just have some predictions, some Q&A type things. I'm going to go through them. I don't want to say rapid fire. You can hit on these as much as you want, or we can just go through them quick. So Taylor Davila, MVP last season. Could he repeat as MVP? Don't ask me how these things are judged. Could he repeat as MVP? If not, who do you think from this roster could possibly come out, break out, be a league MVP?
Right. So probably not, because I believe the whole system is rigged. The man is trying to keep us down.
Yes.
So they're not going to allow somebody to win MVP twice. That's not good for marketing for the league.
Yeah.
So do I think he can play well enough again to be the MVP? Yes, absolutely. He's got it in himself. He's right in the middle of his career. I mean, what is he, 25, something like that, right?
Mhm.
Right in the sweet spot.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that could happen. Do I think there's another player on the team that could be the MVP after this season? That is a great question.
It's a tough one to answer because we have a lot of new faces. I mean, we're not exactly sure who's going to be stepping up and who could come out. I mean, there's nothing to not say that Sean Tosh could win it. I mean, who like anybody could really. That's a hard one to kind of figure out.
Well, you got the defensive player of the year, and you've got the golden boot, and you've got the MVP. Those are 3 distinct different awards. So you're probably not going to have a defender win MVP. It's like Charles Woodson winning the Heisman, right? Weird.
Right.
Probably it's not going to happen. You're probably not going to have the gold boot winner win it either, even though they very well could be. Has that ever happened? Not really sure. Matt Fondy?
Possibly.
Maybe. Anyway.
It's your boy.
Is there another player? I mean, when you think about being valuable, the distribution that Taylor provided last last year for the team really did make him the most valuable. If you took him out of the game, it changed us significantly.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Um, yeah, I think Evan's going to step up this year. I'm not to tie him into MVP, but I feel like we've got a lot of potential people that can really have a breakout season and a breakout season in the entire league. Next question. We have grown accustomed to very few losses. Do you see us losing more or fewer than 2 matches this season? Isn't that crazy just to be able to ask that?
Yeah. So I'm obviously trying not to curse ourselves and bring down. "Oh, I'll fire because you said something, and I will destroy you." No, I think we have the possibility to do better defensively this year because our midfield was Zach Duncan coming back off injury, and Lambert and
Better
Carlos
defensively?
Mogel also could be another great defensive player. And Josh Jones really stepping into his second year in the league with the strength and veterans of Kyle Adams and Sean Coach,
All right.
and then Brandon Days. They could have like a Joshua Winder type of season, right?
Yeah.
So I think we have the potential to play better defensively. The one thing I don't actually know is the quality of the goalkeeper between the sticks.
Yeah. We don't know Hugo very well. We're going to have to learn.
See, we'll find out.
I think we had saw that he was more he wasn't going to be as aggressive coming out of his box like we kind of uh, grew accustomed with Loss. I think he was more of a sweeper style from what we understand. We're looking forward to seeing him. A lot of new faces.
No, man, when a keeper has to come out,
That's the
uh,
sweeper?
if they're coming out and making tackles outside the back box, then they're a sweeper keeper, which is, you don't want that. That's a bad thing.
Well, that's
Uh,
what I was saying. Loss
I think a lot of criticism laid at Damian Loss is he would be aggressive and quickly commit to coming out. When you looked at his whole season, and all the saves that he made, I think he made that decision right more than he made it wrong. So
yeah.
I'm gonna pick at you on that because I don't think that's a good decision. Maybe it's not your opinion, but my opinion is that you know 7 times out of 10, it was maybe 8 times out of 10, it was the right decision to come out
Yeah.
aggressively. Ah, and he would
Yeah.
too. Get that
All
look
right.
on his face. Great.
All right.
Hair wouldn't move a bit though. Did you
No,
know?
it wouldn't
Did you
move.
remember that?
Yes, yeah, he had
Wouldn't move.
a lot of good moose in that thing. Just yeah. Can we break through? You know, the USL Jägermeister Cup is becoming more of a thing, getting some traction. You think we can break through the knockout stages?
We better. We
We
better.
better. Yeah.
We better. And I'm seriously. You know, one could argue that we won the Player Shield last year because we left the Open Cup and the Jägermeister Cup in the early stages. One could make, and then that because that
Yeah.
stretches the team and their roster.
I feel
Uh,
like I feel like the USL Cup is something that we would like to get a piece of that. We would like to be the champion of that.
all
I
right,
mean,
we should take it.
yeah. Yes.
Take it.
That's right. That's right.
The flag,
And
tack
you
it,
know, I
and
don't
take it.
I don't believe the whole thing that I heard. Like people like, I don't want to win that player shield again. Boy, that thing's cursed. It's like, okay,
No,
well,
man.
I want to win it again.
I believe the Player Shield. I'm a Euro snob, soccer snob. I believe the Player
Yes.
Shield is the more important trophy because it demonstrates quality over time with endurance, and depth. All of that. It's
Okay.
it's. I'm not gonna say the harder thing necessarily. It probably is the harder thing because you have to build the squad to be able to do
Right.
that. But I think we got to go farther in these cup tournaments. Open Cup's tough because you run into the MLS teams pretty quick. But Jägermeister Cup, man. We have no excuses on that one. Fucking win it.
Let's win it. Okay, I'm going to throw you a bit of a curveball because I have one question written down, but we kind of already covered that, so to speak. So, one thing we said last in the off season was it's kind of scary that we kind of have gone a little bit backwards in the postseason. We went from losing before the Eastern Conference Championship to losing before that in the first round last season. Do you feel like we are, with the keys, talking about the roster with these new additions, do you feel like that is just a blip of the radar, not going to happen this year?
What's not going to happen?
A
You
first
lost.
round elimination. We don't want to. If you follow this little trend line, it's like second round
No, I
elimination.
think we
first
have the
round-
depth. We have the depth to include academy depth. Kristen was super high on a couple of our academy players, and I think he's right. Thomas Weinrich and Marty Wazinski. You know, plus
Very
they,
recent signings, yeah.
plus all the quality we have on the bench. I think we can compete in all of these competitions and win and play well. That answer your question? Maybe
Yes.
I didn't.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I mean,
from the Jägermeister, are they still calling the Jägermeister Cup? Because I
Yeah.
love it. I have a song just for it. From a Jägermeister Cup perspective, we should compete and win. Because we're the best team in the league. Year after year after year after year. So we got to prove it again. If we keep going out early in these cup competitions, we're going to question whether we're the best. I bet it is.
Anything else as far as expectations for this season, or do you think we got that covered?
No, I think we got that covered.
Okay. What do you think? I know we've only seen the third kit from Bracing. What do you think of these new kits?
You know, the collar. I had heard we were getting a collar before, and I was pretty excited about the collar. But one thing I haven't seen on the kit is, well, what's the collar look like when you pop it? Because I think that when you have a collar, you gotta pop it, and all of the things that we've seen, nobody's popped it yet.
Mhm.
So I am most looking forward to somebody pop the collar. They did pinstripes too. It looks okay. I don't know. I think Louisville City's kit game is maybe not nearly as good as their actual game. I don't like the away kit. I think that is a snoozer. Your thoughts?
I mean, I kind of like the away kit. I think it's got like a smooth look to it. I always get the away kit. I never get the purple kit. I don't know why. It's just something I started doing.
It is your thing. You can't go back now. You've been doing it for years.
I know. Every single year, I
You're
always get the
stuck with
white
the
kit.
away kit.
Yeah.
Good, bad, or ugly.
I think that if it wasn't, imagine the purple kit without the collar. It would be about as bland as you could get. Now, I mean, like the team has used it. It's kind of a marketing thing, like earn your stripes, which I think is kind of cool. Like, yeah, we do want these players to earn their stripes with Louisville City, but I was more impressed, and I think you just kind of hinted on it a little bit, but the disco kit from Racing, boy, oh boy.
Great racing. I don't get it, right? Louisville City's kit game is not great. Under any sense of the imagination, there are a lot of USL clubs that are killing us in the kit game. But Racing's kit game, that's year after year. And then they did the first time they do the third kit this year, they crushed it again. So I wish the two would get together, Adidas and Nike and Puma and all of them, and get some better damn kits.
You want a monopoly on soccer kits? Is that what you're saying?
Sounds good to me.
Well, I saw a few at the preseason match, people wearing the new ones, and I mean they look pretty smooth. I actually did see somebody wearing the Disco Racing kit at the preseason match for Louisville City.
Look.
So, it looked really awesome in person. I almost walked up to them and said, It's actually
It's kind of
somebody
crap I normally wear, like all my crazy ass clothes that I wear to the
right.
games.
It's what you
I
wear
mean,
to the club.
I
No.
feel like I've influenced them. Yes, I do. Yep.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
Not at all. I'm just kidding.
some kind of influence. Um, yeah.
Yes.
Well, it's all come down to this. The first match of the season is this Friday, not Saturday. Friday. Not only is it the first match of the season for Louisville City, it's the first match in the entire league on Friday night. Louisville City opening up on the road at Lexington. This one already feels a little bit bigger than a typical week one to me. Lexington has been very busy in the offseason, and we know we're going to have a packed house, a new coach for Lexington that is trying to make a statement, and Louisville City walking in being the dominant force in the league. It's a great early season collision. One team trying to show that even though they've added some new faces and retired places, they're still the best. Another team showing, hey, we've literally signed everybody we could possibly afford to sign at this point. This match is going to be huge, and there's no trophies on the line, Ken, but it feels like this is like the biggest match between these teams thus far. Am I off base on that one?
I fucking love it. I this Lexington team reminds me of Cincinnati when they first came in the USL, especially this year. I mean, who's got all this money? Because they splashed cash a lot. Boom.
Big time.
New coach, quality roster, good kit, right? We just talked about kit. They got a better kit than we do, I think. It's gonna be a clash. What I think is potentially going in our favor is that their team has been built front to back, top to bottom.
Mm-hmm.
They've put together a roster that's relatively new together, but Goodrum, Malloy, these players on this team, Blessing, Firmino, we know a lot of them, and we know that they're quality players. I am very interested to see how Goodrum plays in this game. I think it's going to be a chippy. I think people are going to be fired up, and it's definitely the USL's premier first game of the entire season, one day before everybody else plays. So there are going to be a lot of eyes on both teams, and it's time to win. And don't we have some sort of Kentucky trophy?
Well, we have the Commonwealth Cup.
We used to make the shit up, right? We used to,
we've made up a lot of stuff over the years, but
King's Cup, we made that one. Bought a trophy in a pawn shop and glued it to a stand and became the King's Cup. Got the I-65 always under construction cup. Had the Dirty River Derby. We had, what is this one? Commonwealth Cup? That's
the Commonwealth Cup, but I mean, we didn't start that one. That was kind
of an alternative trophy.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. We kind of do need. I think there's been a lot. That's been talked about a lot online. Yeah, let's look. Lexington is throwing it all out there. As you said, they splashed a buttload of cash. They have numerous billboards around Lexington. They're really hyping up this club. And from a standpoint of, hey, just like we want the league to proceed and be successful, and by the way, shout out to the players, but we want Lexington to, hey, I don't want to say we want them to be a good team, but we need a good rival in state, and the Kentucky Derby.
Be a good team. They are going to. There's no way they can put that many good players together.
They better be. Because if they're not,
done it a couple times.
Yeah.
They've put a bunch of good players together and still ended up with shit. But I think this team's going to be good.
I mean, if they're not good, they should just close it down, because the amount of players and talents they've brought in, I mean, like, it's crazy. But to your point though, how much have they gelled? Yes, they played preseason games just like we did. They even had a win over Nashville on the MLS side in the preseason. Doesn't matter. Okay, doesn't matter. And this is the real deal come Friday. I am very much looking forward to it. Lexington, There's not going to be a seat to be found. It's going to be a sold out game. And guess what? We talk about environment, but guess what? It's sold out because you're playing Louisville City FC. You're not selling out that stadium without Louisville City FC's crowd coming. And talk about a hostile environment. Yeah, we know there's going to be a lot of Lexington fans there with their blue and white kits. Who knows? But we are bringing a bunch of people. Matter of fact, Ken, my understanding
We're taking
is
it by bus. We're taking buses.
Are you excited about the bus experience coming up?
Oh yeah, man! I haven't done a bus trip for Louisville City in 11 or 12 years, since year one, since the first time we went to St. Louis. Wife came back from that bus trip. She's like, never again. But she is doing it again on Friday. So we're going to give it one more shot.
There might be somebody listening right now to this on that bus. Does that blow your mind?
I hope not.
Yeah.
We're going to be singing songs, man.
Yeah.
Drinking beers.
You know, here's what's crazy, Ken, is until about 3 weeks ago, and, you know, I'm only on a podcast about this team. I thought this game was on Saturday. So then when I have to work on Saturday, and I was like, crap, I'm not going to be able to make this game. I am off on Friday.
The game's on Friday.
I'm off on Friday. So I'm like, but here's the thing, though. Last year, I went up to Lexington, and I was one of those people that arrived 30 minutes. Yeah, I arrived 30 minutes before kickoff, and I walked into the stadium at halftime. So I don't want to experience that again. So if you're listening or watching out there and you have a bus ticket that you're not interested, my number is no.
I can't wait to see the line, the line to the tailgate lot before it even opens. It's going to be much longer than it's ever been.
I'm sure.
But you know what? I'm coming on a bus, so it don't matter.
Well, bingo. I mean, the bus is going to be the way to go because that setup up there. Have you been to Lexington yet?
No, this is my first time.
Oh, exciting!
Can't wait.
Yeah, man. Oh, yeah. I'm glad you're getting to see it because you've never seen a more pointless roundabout in your life. In that parking lot.
And what do you want?
I'm sure there's been a few little upgrades here or there. They had a shuttle last season, but there was very little information about this shuttle to a person who drove up to the stadium without knowing about the shuttle beforehand, if that makes sense. So if you drove
yourself,
yeah.
All right. We got it. We talked about it on the last show. Let's do it again. So you need a bus ticket to Lexington. Is that what you're telling me and everybody out there in YouTube land?
I mean, yeah, it's possible that I need that bus ticket. I mean, I haven't really
any bus could be like a Greyhound bus. Could be the purple bus. I know the purple bus is going.
Yeah, the purple bus. The tailgaters will be there. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I you know, I like to plan these things really far ahead, so I'm not really sure if I'm gonna. The best thing is I'm gonna be able to watch that match one way or another. So either there or on TV. I'm not gonna be at work, so that's the most important thing. But we are really looking forward to that match with Lexington. Looking forward to this season, and we were looking forward to this episode 1. It's gonna be a little bit shorter tonight, as well. We've gone.
I don't think it is.
While. Yeah, it's about long enough. But yeah, like I said at the beginning there, we're going to be kind of doing a little bit of transition in the month of March. So bear with us. We might not be like a every Monday, every Tuesday thing. We want to eventually get back on a good schedule for you guys, and we appreciate all the support in the off season. They even had somebody ask me about the show at the preseason match. So we love you guys. We really appreciate it. We are really looking forward to seeing the Purple family in full force in Lexington on Friday, and then March 14th against Miami FC, which we'll preview next time if all goes well. Ken, any closing thoughts on today's program?
Super psyched. We had so much fun last year. I met new people who are now my friends, and I want to meet newer people who will be my newer friends. And we will continue to build this nerdy, geeky, crazy-ass community that we have to support our teams.
Absolutely.
City, baby.
Well said, buddy. All right. Well, for Ken Luther, I am John Harper, and we are 24-hour Purple people, and we are desperately out of time. We will see you next time, Purple family. Good night, everybody. Love you, Mom. See you soon.
Peace in the Mideast and everywhere else.
Amen. Bye-bye.